I am going to ask the Prime Minister again about the need to get banks lending to businesses. Putting taxpayers' money into the banks was something supported by all parts of the House in order, yes, to rescue the banking system. But as the Governor of the Bank of England says, the purpose of recapitalisation was not merely to protect the banks, but to ensure the flow of lending to the real economy could continue at normal rates. Does the Prime Minister accept that on those terms his recapitalisation has failed, and when is he going to change it?
Mr. Speaker, the first point of recapitalisation was to save banks that would otherwise have collapsed. And we not only saved the world, saved the banks and saved the banks and led the way. We not only saved the banks. To save the world's bank. We not only work with other countries to save the world's banking system, but not one depositor actually lost any money in Britain. And that is the first thing. The second thing is to get the banks into a position where they can resume lending. And that is why interest rates have come down by 3.5%, something the opposition said was not possible, but actually happened. And the third thing to do is to work to remove all the barriers to interest rates and to the lending of money by the banks, and that is what we are doing in discussion with the banks now. Now, the opposition may not like the fact that we led the world in saving the banking system, but we did.
Well, it's now on the record. He's so busy talking about saving the world, he's forgotten about the businesses in the country. All over the country, there are businesses who've had interest rates increased and overdrafts restricted. I've got one here, a business in Derbyshire whose overdraft facility was restricted even though their order book was full, and they've had to lay off 11 people as a result. This recapitalisation scheme isn't working. It needs to change if the banks are going to start lending again. Now, the Prime Minister keeps saying that everyone in the world has copied it, but no one has copied the details. He is lending to the banks at 12% and expecting them to lend out at 6%. Other countries aren't copying that, even though he thinks he's saving the world. Isn't that one of the things that needs to change, and change now?
Mr. Speaker.